Hi guys, Frank here with Build Your Own, and this is my 1994 Chevy Cheyenne C1500 with the 4.3 liter V6 engine. I need to take the truck to the Oregon DEQ to take the test to get new tabs, and honestly, I'm wondering if this old Chevy truck will even pass DEQ. So in this video, we're going to go over 7 tips to pass your emissions tests, and then we're going to take my truck to an Oregon DEQ testing station so I can take the test and renew my tabs. Reducing vehicle emissions is a major concern for automotive manufacturers and for environmental agencies, and sometimes even for the average car buyer. Usually a smog test is required if you are registering a vehicle, renewing a registration, or every 2 years after registration. Trying to stay current with your state's emissions test requirements can be a challenge as they vary from state to state. For more specific details on what your state requires for vehicle emissions inspection requirements and exemption, check with your local DMV. If the time to have your vehicle's emissions test is fast approaching and you are concerned about a potential fail like I am, what are your options? Instead of attempting to cheat emissions, use these clever tips to pass your next test. So the first thing you can do is get an oil change. Chances are your car's probably due for one anyway, but even if it falls a little early in your oil change schedule, it can never hurt. As your car's PCV valve, which is known as the positive crankcase ventilation system, breathes in fumes located near the oil compartment, dirty or contaminated oil can skew your test results due to higher registered emissions. Inflate your tires. Ensure your tires are properly inflated. According to Edmunds.com, during a dynamometer test, your car's tires will be placed on rollers which mimic high-speed driving while stationary. If the tires are underinflated, this will require the engine to work harder to reach desired speed, resulting in higher emissions. Number 3 is get a tune-up. Make sure this is done at least 2 weeks prior to your smog test, as certain diagnostics that your car runs will need adequate time to register and pass the test. Advanced Auto Parts notes that things such as worn spark plugs could lead to increased emissions. Also, a dirty or clogged air filter could mean higher levels of hydrocarbons. It will pay off in the end to have maintenance done strategically timed around your emissions tests to help ensure you pass. Number 4, warm your car up. Drive your vehicle for at least 20 minutes prior to arriving at the smog station. The reason is that after driving around 10 to 15 miles, the catalytic converter, oil, and coolant fluids reach optimal operating temperature. Ideally, you should also drive your vehicle at higher speeds on the highway in the weeks preceding your test, as this will get the catalytic converter heated up to temperatures that will burn out gas and oil residue. 5, resolve an illuminated check engine light if you have one. A lit check engine light is an automatic fail and should be resolved before your emissions test. Carfax reports that this commonly occurs when a gas cap is loose or missing. A faulty oxygen sensor or catalytic converter could also be the culprit. Tip number 6, use a fuel additive. Carbon deposits in the intake and exhaust system can be cleared out through the use of fuel additives. These fuel additives are easily purchased at your local automotive station or gas station and are simply added to the gas tank when filling up. Lastly, you can save yourself time, money, and the hassle by finding out what the options are in your area for doing a smog pre-test. That way you can avoid having the big fail and work to resolve the issues beforehand. You can also look for a test center that offers a no-charge retest in the event of not passing. Okay, those are the 7 tips you can use to pass your next emissions test. So we got that covered. Now what we need to do is take the truck down to an Oregon DEQ testing station and see if this thing will actually pass DEQ. So what I really want to do is I want to drive it around for a little bit, and 15-20 minutes, 10-15 miles. It's already really warmed up. It's a nice, beautiful day out. I've already been driving it, but why not drive it a little bit more, and then we'll pull into a DEQ testing station. So let's go. Guys, here we are at the DEQ. We went for a little drive. The truck is as warmed up as it's gonna be. It's as ready as it's gonna be. So we're gonna get in here and see if we can pass the test. he asked me what year the truck was, and so I guess based on that, they've got a setup for this year of vehicle. There's lane 3 there, so let me get in there. Nice and nobody here. The truck was so old he couldn't do the VIN scan thing. He had to do it the old-fashioned way. Okay guys, I'm here at the DMV, and you know what? It said I failed. I failed. You know why? Because this truck does not have a catalytic converter on it. I thought this truck had a catalytic converter, and actually when I put the Flowmaster exhaust on this truck, I got a link to that video down in the description below. Those guys said they didn't see a catalytic converter then, and I wasn't so sure. So I guess they were actually right. The truck does not have a catalytic converter. He actually did do the test, and the truck actually passed the test, but because it doesn't have a cat on there, he couldn't give me a passing grade, but the truck does burn clean though. So guess what? We'll be seeing a video putting the catalytic converter on this truck. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. If you did find this video helpful or informative or entertaining, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.